Islam, p- peace and love, Hotep, Alafia, Shalom. How y'all doing today? Shout out to all my star seeds, my light workers, and indigo children that reincarnate to benefit the betterment of this planet and uplift fallen humanity. I'm Dope God 777, Sabir Hannibal L, Sabir Hannibal Bay, and a subject I want to talk about is manifestation, spells, and meditation. Uh, First form of manifestation would be thought. Uh, it's a scientific study that that shows that when you put out a positive frequency, that it has a positive effect to it. So, say for instance, there was a study done, and I forgot where it was done at, but if you research it, you'll be able to find out. There's a study that was done, and they hooked someone up to a machine, right? And they had that person meditate or visualize or put out the frequency that they're exercising. And when they were putting out that frequency, their muscles was doing 30% of the work that if they were physically exercising. So that goes to show you that thoughts are things, and thought helps bring forth creation. Now, when you got a positive thought and you putting out a positive frequency out there, you are actually starting your first form of manifestation. So, for instance, you might be about to do something, right? And I remember this when I played sports, right? When I played sports, a lot of times I used to wrestle, I used to box, and I used to run track. But when I played sports, what I noticed was a lot of times that if I manifest myself winning, I would usually come out victorious or do good. But if I manifest myself losing, or if I get intimidated, I would lose, and I usually would lose pretty badly. And that's because I was putting that frequency out there. The second would be the word. That's another way you manifest, is through your words. You manifest through what you say. And your words has a vibration, which is one of the damn, it's hella flies out here, which is one of the principles of this principle is in a book called The Kabbalion, and it's one of the 7 Hermetic principles. One of those principles would be vibration, and everything on this plane of existence has a vibration to it. And even your words has a vibration to it. There's a study done, and that study shows that if you speak to water, and you could do this in, it don't matter what language you do this in, you could do this in any language, right? If you say something positive to a cup of water and you put it under a magnifying glass, it would be these it would formulate positive crystals, right? And if you say something negative to the water, it would have these ugly crystals inside the water. And that shows us that this is actually a true spiritual science. And another one would be sex. I feel that out of studying, I feel that sex is the highest form of spirituality, and sex is the highest form of manifestation. Why do I say that? When you are at your peak during orgasm, right? That is when you are open more through the ethereal plane. That's when your body is the most open, right? And I remember I did this because I kept hearing this. Like, I used to hear Bobby Hemmett and all these great scholars talk about sex, right? And how you can manifest through sex, sex magic, tantra and stuff like that. So I remember I had one sister I was dating, and at this time I was selling clothes. I was selling clothes imported from Africa, right? And I told her, let's try this. I told her, at your time of orgasm, manifest me selling all these clothes. Now, I didn't sell all the clothes, but I ain't gonna lie though, on mamas, that was the best day I ever had with sales. Like, when we did that ritual, the next day we went to go sell, right? And it seemed like everything just went in my favor that day. And that day, you know, I made $800. I made $800 within like 3 hours. People were just coming to my table, coming. And I was just selling. I was just real busy. And she was there with me, helping me sell, so she seen it too. We leaving, we driving off, leaving. I'm like, damn, that shit must really work. She like, yeah, it works. So I'm a witness to that. I usually don't talk about things unless I've done them or unless I've seen them manifested. So yeah, basically those are the ways you manifest. Also through spelling. Me, I make sigils, and you can look up sigil magic, and you can Google sigil magic, and it will have different spells for you to use. I don't feel comfortable showing my work for certain reasons, but yeah, I have a sigil that I've made up, and and I feel like a lot of times I make up my own sigils. I make up my own sigils, and I make up my own deities. I don't know why. I just do it like that. I feel like, you know, I just feel like sometimes I just feel like doing my own thing. I think that's why I never got initiated into no spiritual house. Like, yeah, I practice a little bit of Ifa Santeria, a little bit of hoodoo, but as far as me being initiated, I don't get initiated because, you know, I'm not a slave to anything. I deal with nature and what I feel is right, and I do what's in due bounds with nature. I don't sacrifice blood. I don't sacrifice animals. I don't do none of that lower nature shit. I deal with hoodoo more with nature, more with the herbs and stuff like that. So with spells, say with spells, right? When you spelling, I write things in cursive, because when you write it in cursive, the energy is all connected. So when I write things, I will write it in cursive spells. That's deep how the words is right there and we don't even really pay attention to it. So when you spell something, you are actually casting a spell when you are spelling. And when you use cursive, the energy of those words is connected. So what I do is I would use like some rose pellets, right? I would take some rose pellets and I would put it on the paper after I spell what I want in cursive. I'm just gonna say I am a Now when I do mine, I keep all the words connected, like right here. This will say, I am a God. But all the words is connected. None of the words is disconnected because I'm keeping the energy. I'm keeping the energy there. And I would put my rose pellets inside the paper, right? And when I put my rose pellets inside the paper, I'll put some perfume on the paper, like frankincense, for instance. And when I do that, and I write it in red. Red is for like the root chakra and stuff like that, which deal for manifestation. So when I'm casting, I usually write in with red ink when I'm casting a spell. And I think a lot of times people make things more difficult than what it really is. It's really easy, but I think a lot of times people make things more difficult than what it really is. When you spelling a word, you are casting a spell. When you're writing a positive affirmation, that's casting a spell. That's also, when you look at the Bible is a book of spells. It's a lot of positive affirmations that you can use in the Bible to help you manifest. I mean, when I manifest, when I use sigil magic and things like that, I use a Bible scripture. You know, I deal with a lot of Bible scriptures myself, because there's a lot of positive affirmations in the Bible, like in the book of Psalms, Proverbs, and things like that. It talks about a lot of manifestations. So I'll pick a scripture out of that book, and I also have a hoodoo Bible magic book that I'm currently reading, and it has a lot of spells in there too as well. So yeah, that's what I do. Put the rose petals in there, put some oil, some perfume on the paper. Then what I do is I fold the paper up in nine squares. 9 being the number of manifestation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I fold the paper up in 9, right? And when I fold the paper up in 9, I would put my intentions on the paper. So basically, I would put out a positive affirmation. I'll say a prayer, or say what I want. Now, when you do this stuff, you want to do this stuff alone. I do this, put a positive affirmation to it. Then I would use one of the elements. We got earth, fire, water, and air. You can burn it. You can use fire, and you could burn this spell. You could burn this spell, and when you burn it, that's just one of the elements to help manifest what you desire. You can also bury it. Also, you can put it in running water, like a river or a creek that's flowing. You can just put it in a river, and while it's flowing off in a river, you can just watch it float off, or you could turn your back on it. Me, when I throw it in there, I look at it for a minute, put my energy into it, then I just let it flow off. That's some of the ways that I manifest things. So when you have a thought, you want to meditate on that thought. Whatever goal that you have, meditate on that shit. Go to a nice little park or something. Like this little park right here is a place that I go meditate at, because it's pretty quiet. I go meditate here. And, you know, I have a little altar here that I go to, and that I've made. I have an altar here. I meditate here. And, yeah, I do my work. This is where I do my work at. Uh, so yeah, meditation is good for inner peace, but meditation is good for manifestation too. Like if you want to do something, and remember I was talking about the science of when you meditating on it, you're doing 30% of the work. So like if you're meditating and you're thinking about running, right? You might be thinking about running. Your muscles is doing 30% of that work. You taking your breaths and you meditating and you really focus on it. And when you focus on these things, it's like I was listening to this book, and I was listening to an audio book. It's called The Neuropsychology of Self-Discipline. That's what it's called. I was listening to this audio book. You can listen to it for free on YouTube. And it talks about that. It talks about meditation. When you meditating on something, right? Say you want to be rich. Or you might meditate that you want to be a singer or a rapper. Or you might meditate on manifesting a Mustang or a Ferrari, whatever car you might like. When you meditating on that shit, you gotta really be in it. You have to have a childlike imagination. You have to have a childlike imagination. It don't really matter what religion you are, because it's all energy. If a Christian pray on something and he has a super faith that it's gonna manifest, and he's even praying to Jesus, which I don't pray to, but everybody have their own path. If a Christian is praying to Jesus and he's believed that that's gonna manifest, guess what? His shit gonna manifest. And if you say you spiritual and you want to manifest something, but you're not manifesting, you're not focused with all of your mind and all your power, I bet you that Christian will manifest something quicker than you. It has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with your faith. It has something to do with your faith. So that's basically all I have. So when you're doing these spells, just make sure that you're thinking positive at that time. If you believe that it's gonna work, this shit gonna work. But if you believe that it won't work, or you have any doubt, you might as well not even do it. And it's like your thoughts are like a baby. You gotta nurture your thoughts. The thoughts have to be nurtured. It's like when you have a baby, you just don't have a baby and just leave it there. You just don't have a baby and just put them in a damn park and leave them there, or put them in a damn crib and leave it there. You gotta nurture it. You gotta make sure that it's eating, that is getting all its nutrients, that that is getting held and nurtured and stuff like that, so it can manifest to something great. If you abandon your child gonna have problems. So it's the same with your dreams. Don't abandon your dreams. Make sure that you nurture your dreams and nurture your goals, and everything you want and everything you desire will manifest. So I pray and I meditate that everybody have a good positive day, a good positive week, and a positive year, and that we stay in due bounds with nature, and that we stand on the laws of Ma'at. Peace.